Hello everyone. My name is Josie. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eccentric. This video is about how energy changes when it comes from source, okay? Um from the divine to expression, right? That's what I titled it. And I was sitting here half listening to another YouTube video about something completely different. And I had this whole moment with a rain cloud, with the clouds, period. And I said, oh, it's so funny. I had this picture in my head of a cloud and raindrops falling, all kinds of stuff. Hey, Sanjeev. Oh, yeah, superpowers are definitely incoming. Now, I don't know why I'm doing this particular video, but I'm doing it separate from any other video that I might do today, okay? As far as energy updates. But so I'm seeing this cloud and I'm understanding, the fundamentals here, rain falls from the sky from this thing called a cloud. But so does hail and snow. And sometimes the whole cloud drops down lower in the atmosphere. So, but when I was seeing all of this, I wasn't thinking about weather or science. I was thinking about how the source of all creation, a lot of times people like to imagine, and even I can only imagine what that energy is like, right? Now, me personally, I feel like I've had a very, very intense experience with source energy. And it's not something that can be explained, but we still try to explain it anyway. And it's that it's pretty much like a moment where you are everything and you are nothing at the same time. And you hear everything, but you hear the most profound silence at the same time. And everything is so bright. It's so bright that it's dark. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing I can take away from my mystical experience with source energy is that I came back knowing for sure. It wasn't a belief. I knew that there was no way I could expect that kind of love out of a human being, like in a physical body. It put my perspective of love like in check. And you kind of take yourself off the hook and you take other people off the hook when you've experienced like divine love directly. Like it is wild. So back to the rain clouds and stuff. um I'm supposed to be explaining how energy comes from source, right? Because again, here where we are, wherever we are, um there's this duality, there's this wrong, right, up, down, you know thing that we have going on. And a lot of people don't like to look at the source of why something is the way it is, especially if it's negative. You just know that it's bad and you don't need to know why it's bad. Stay away from it. Just ew, right? And a lot of people don't like to tarnish the divine, tarnish God, source, energy by saying things like, well, this Satan character that you brought up or that you talk about, was a product of source, was a product of God too. And it wasn't always negative. But nobody wants to hear that, you know. Nobody wants to hear that anything negative came from source energy or originated from source energy. They don't want to hear it. You know, it's blasphemy. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt. You've been watching me for a while, and for you new people, this is your moment of amnesty right now. Like, ask yourself, do you really want to go there? Because it's important for me to get this video out. Apparently, it is 6 something in the morning for me, and I'm still half asleep, but it's okay. So you got source energy. Let's imagine, because I love to do that. Let's imagine that source energy is this great, huge, white, brilliant light in the center of everything, not just our galaxy, but everything, just the center, way at the top in the middle, right? That's the cloud. That is the cloud. It doesn't have to be a rain cloud. We want to start with the basic cloud. There's this white cloud because we want to see it as this white, brilliant light that's in the center of everything. But we also want to see this as a cloud as well, so that I can give you the metaphor at the same time. You can do this. If you've been rocking with me, you should have a stronger imagination by now. So we got source energy, brilliant light, plus a cloud, right? And then what happens with light? You know, it sends out rays. Light travels, okay? So it sends rays out. And if you got this ball of brilliant light shaped like a sphere, it's going to send rays out in all directions, okay? So for this cloud, clouds usually drop stuff. You know, gravity is required. So we're gonna leave the cloud how it is. We're not gonna imagine the cloud is sending raindrops out in all directions. We're just gonna let the cloud do what it does. It's gonna drop something, okay? Anyway, so we'll focus on the rays that are pointing downward so we can keep the cloud and source energy together here. Now, these rays of divine light are coming down onto planet Earth, okay, from source energy. Just like a cloud would drop, let's say, raindrops, okay? There is the cloud. The cloud is capital IS, just like source is capital IS, okay? But then when the rays come down and the light travels from source down to the earth, that is not the same as being. That is not the same as um the is, the is, or the I am. It is coming from the I am, but once it travels, once it moves, that makes it an expression. It's an expression of the I am. Okay? So it's traveling, you know. And it's not traveling for no reason, because we know that light carries information. Okay? So you got these rays of divine light being expressed from the source of all creation, traveling to the earth, apparently to deliver this information, right? Duh, right? This is what I'm thinking. Okay, bear with me, because I'm having this conversation with myself, and I'm channeling the information in real time, and it's too early in the morning. Okay, so we got this cloud that just is, and it starts to drop raindrops. Okay, so that is the information that is being dropped down onto the earth from the cloud. It is moving, it's in action. There's information being delivered in these raindrops, okay? Now, here's the deal. Here's what I want you to do, because apparently this is an exercise, okay? I want you to imagine clouds in different areas, different climates, okay? Because not all clouds are going to drop rain at the same time. Doesn't it depend on temperature? I'm just saying, the temperature matters. The location of the cloud matters, right? So I want you to imagine clouds all over the world in different seasons, different climates, right? Some are going to drop rain. Some are going to drop hail. Big old golf ball sized hail. Really feel that. Hear the sound of the hail slamming against hard structures. Okay? Listen to the destruction. I want you to really experience this, okay? Hear the sound of the rain, the soothing sound of the rain, okay? Have the different sounds. Like take a moment and listen to how the rain sounds, how the hail sounds destroying everything. And then I want you to think about how it sounds when it snows. The utter silence of snow, okay? Those are quite different expressions. I want y'all to feel that, okay? Different clouds, different locations, different environments, different circumstances, dropping different things due to where they are and what's happening in the environment. The cloud just is, but what is being dropped is different information that suits the environment. Okay? There's this interaction that happens. And the same thing happens with source energy. When those rays of divine light come down to our planet, right? And I'm just using the up down thing. Don't think that this is a concrete thought that source is up somewhere and the rays have to come down. I'm just using it for your visualization. When the rays are coming down, remember they're coming down onto the planet. They're going to hit in different areas, different circumstances, different people. So when divine rays are traveling and delivering information, when it hits one person, it may feel like soothing rain. When it hits another person, it may feel like a hailstorm. When it hits another person, it may feel like snow, because that is the information that that person required. Okay? And it may feel like all of them at once for some people: rain, hail, snow. This is kind of what it's like when you get downloads from the divine. Okay? Um, Water carries information, it has memory. And when, no matter what state it's in, because the state's going to change. So I want you to think about the hardest one: hail. You got golf ball size hail in divine messages hitting you. Well, guess what? A hailstone is going to take longer to melt than a snowflake. Definitely longer than water that's already just a raindrop. So when you get hit with these downloads that are like hailstones, because that's what you require, because you got to take time with your body, right? So your body doesn't like implode or whatever. You have to metabolize that. energetically, like that information, that packet that came from the divine just for you, has to sit there and work through blockages and all kinds of stuff. Okay, it has to melt. And now they have me, some of you may know about this, some of you don't, like a jawbreaker. It's literally like needing to have the patience to get through eating a jawbreaker. This is a candy. It's very hard and it has all kinds of layers. So when you receive information, sometimes you won't even feel it when you receive it. It is not until you start to metabolize it and integrate it into your physical body that you're like, whoa, what's happening to me? And that's those hailstones, okay? You're having to take your time and digest and really work on metabolizing those huge downloads of information. Okay, so when information comes down, up, left, right, whatever you want to choose, when it comes from the source, when this light comes from the source and it hits an environment where the energy is not the same as source energy or not even remotely close. When the light rays, the divine rays come down and then there's this cognitive dissonance, this low vibration, this whatever. Well, guess what happens with the information? The information, the expression of the information changes and it causes chaos because light does not discriminate. When you turn a light on in the room, it doesn't say, oh, well, let me shine light everywhere but your eyes so that I don't put you into shock. No, the light just turns on. It it doesn't discriminate. The sun shines whether you like it or not, you know, and it's going to shine everywhere it can. It's not going to be like, oh, let me not be in your face while you're trying to drive. It's not going to do that. Okay. So understand that when light travels, when energy travels, when information travels, it is not going to discriminate. And when it hits an environment that is opposite of it or less than in vibration, the expression is going to change. It doesn't mean that the information is not divine. It doesn't mean that the information is not coming from source. It just means that when it hits this other energy and it coalesces, it mixes in with it, the expression becomes different because of the information that was already existing and the new divine information that's coming in. There's this period of time where there needs to be this integration, this agreement, this intermingling of sorts to where everything is homogenized or whatever. And it can look ugly. And we never know how long it's going to take to metabolize that energy, to integrate that energy. And this could be a place situation. When divine light hits, if you are not of a certain vibration, it's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. You don't have to condemn yourself because you may not be where you think you should be or where other people are. That's not what it's about, because it's all energy. When you take the feelings and personality out of the whole situation, you know, it's like doing an equation or building an equation. Okay. So you got one part of the equation, you go eat lunch and you come back. You can't solve it until you put the other part of the equation together. Okay. So you got to put that together And then you got to do what? The work to solve the equation. That's that period of time that do the work. You can either choose not to do the work or you can do the work, okay? So when this energy hits people, a lot of us are not prompted to go ahead and try to like do the work and get to our solution faster, right? A lot of us, when it hits us, we're like, whoa, what's going on? This is foreign. I don't even want to like try to figure out what this is. I don't want to go within. No, I'm flailing in the wind. I'm a victim. Lord have mercy. This is happening to me. Help me. Somebody solve this equation for me. I don't want to deal with this myself. I'm being attacked. All kinds of craziness we go through. And guess what? We get it on other people. And the longer you avoid it, the more you become the villain, even though you think you're the victim. Because hurt people hurt people. So this is why, personally, I believe in there is no good or bad. There's energy and the way that it's being expressed, because there's motive to everything. There's a reason. People don't just wake up in the morning and decide, I want to hate everybody. It came from somewhere, even if it was generations in their family that it came from. It came from somewhere. Okay. So usually it is a situation where when divine energy hits and the person is not like compatible with that energy right away, and systems need to be upgraded, information needs to be exchanged, some information needs to be thrown out, and replaced. It's just like how long it takes for you. Sometimes, like, if you're going to get an oil change, it could take 30 minutes. But if you need extensive work on your car, it could take a while. They may have to keep your car for 3 days. That's how it is. It depends on the person, the situation, you know. Um, things have to be moved around, replaced, upgraded, integrated. There's so much happening. And while it's happening, because we're in a physical reality, we have to express the energy because it's coming in. It's coming into the earth. It's coming into you. And you are here as a manifestation. You are a manifestation. And when energy flows, you are to express it. That's what you're doing. You're here to express the energy. So you because if you sat there and just tried to contain the energy, you would lose your mind or you would lose your body, honestly. So the way that energy is expressed is where we get these notions that things are good or bad, or people are good or bad. So I guess the whole point of this video is to get you to start seeing things from a energetic perspective, understanding that all energy starts off as divine, and the expression of the energy is not the actual energy, the source energy that it came from, okay? The way people express love is different. The way people express anger is different in everybody. And the only reason why it's being expressed in a perceived negative way may be because that person is avoiding their work. Maybe because that situation or system never had the intention to be a positive one. It was built by someone, again, because we are the creators down here, right? Or up here or over there, right? We are the creators. So when divine energy hits us and we're not in a good space and we choose not to do the work, we start to build things with lack of integrity with negative intentions. So we put these systems in place that are negative, and the intention was never to be positive. And then the divine energy hits that system, and because it's a system, it starts to have issues. And sooner or later, it just does not operate anymore the way you wanted it to, until it evolves into a higher vibration. That energy always integrates. It doesn't matter how many lifetimes it takes, because sometimes it can take lifetimes. The energy will transform, will transfigure anything that is of a negative nature, but it has to be expressed first. Okay? This is the process of transforming. It has to be expressed first. You're not going to go through a transformation and nobody notice it or see it. There's going to be people that notice different stages of a transformation in building a house, in building a business. From start to finish, there's going to be changes that happen. And it's the same as when you get hit with divine energy. You may start off really ugly and nasty. And you may fight with yourself and fight with other people. You may create things that were intended to hurt people. Okay? And then you may even pass away a few times and still keep doing the same thing. Because I'm telling you, some people don't learn in one lifetime. They don't. They may avoid themselves that long and leave behind systems with negative intentions, but those systems will be transformed before they will. Like, it's like that. But the light doesn't discriminate. It reaches across all time, dimensions, identities, space. So eventually, even if it takes you 3 lifetimes, you will transfigure, you will transform. So we got divine energy coming from source into our physical vessels, right? And then we're sending out divine energy. No matter what people think, whether it's positive or negative, we're creating with that energy. We're creating great things that help people, and we're creating horrible things that hurt people. But it all came from source. And it's what you decided to do with it that causes all of whatever is going to happen here. And then those systems continue to go on and on until the divine light hits them and it starts to topple. But it's all based on the energy going through people. If you leave a negative system behind, people of higher vibration are going to come into that system and it's going to transform. If we didn't exist in these human vessels, then these transformations in the physical world wouldn't be possible, because we're the ones doing it through the expression of the divine. It's all you. It's all us. And it doesn't matter whether you're doing something that's helping people or that's good or that's bad and that's not helping people, because all of it is necessary. We're all just working through the energy that we're receiving, because the energy that we were receiving came straight from the divine. And it wasn't tarnished. It's not tarnished. Even if it hits somebody, yeah, that's what they want me to say. They are just, wow. Okay. Divine energy is always pure, even when it's being expressed in a negative way. So don't take the expression as the source code. This is what they're saying. Yeah, the source code is doing its work. that's all it is. It's just the source code is sitting there, and it's going to do the work, and it's going to continue to, as long as that person or situation has negative intention mentally. Mentally, um that's where the fight happens. But failure is not an option. So however long it takes, it's kind of like having the patience of 8 billion people, you know what I mean? Like, sources, that's this is what the energy of source is highly patient, because time is not linear. So that temper tantrum or whatever could have lasted, what, 5 minutes, but it could have been 5 lifetimes to that actual person, that's that soul that's going through these transformations. So we're in this density, thinking that things are taking decades and decades to change, but that's not the way it's seen from a energetics perspective, like, at all. Wow. Okay. I gotta stop this video because it's super long. Okay. But I hope that you followed me, and that this helps with your perspective on energy and the expression of energy. Because it will help you with your spiritual indifference. It'll help you not get caught up in the people drama. Separate divine energy, the creator of all things, people, places, and things, right? Separate that from the way that it is expressed through the physical human vessel. This is the key to seeing the divine within everyone. It doesn't mean that you have to allow people to treat you crazy, or agree that things that are negative are not negative. No, that's not, always protect yourself and have your boundaries up. You don't have to accept the expression, but the point is to accept that everybody has the divine within them. We just went on a whole adventure. All right, so have a good day, loves, and I will talk to you soon.